Do you want to attain Nibbana? Do you want to attain Nibbana?
Yes.
Then if you want to attain Nibbana, what you should do? This is important for our Buddhist, because our Buddhist destination is Nibbana, for attainment of Nibbana. If you want to attain Nibbana, what you should do? You must try for realization of Four Noble Truths. There is one sutta in Sijja Samyutta, Bodhigama Sutta. When our Buddha is last Vosa, he stayed around Vesali. When he visited to a village called Bodhigama, he did this Dhamma. How Buddha teach this Dhamma? Do you want to attain Nibbana? Do you want to attain Nibbana?
Yes.
Then if you want to attain Nibbana, what you should do? This is important for our Buddhist, because our Buddhist destination is Nibbana, for attainment of Nibbana. If you want to attain Nibbana, what you should do? You must try for realization of Four Noble Truths. There is one sutta in Sijja Samyutta, Bodhigama Sutta. When our Buddha is last Vosa, he stayed around Vesali. When he visited to a village called Bodhigama, he did this Dhamma. How Buddha teach this Dhamma? Because those ascetics or Brahmins who do not understand as it really is, this is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, riya, sijja. Who do not understand as it really is, this is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, dukkha, samudaya, riya, sijja. Who do not understand as it really is, this is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, dukkha, nirodha, riya, sijja. Who do not understand as it really is, this is the practice leading to the cessation of suffering, dukkha, nirodha, gamini, patipada, riya, sijja, or mega riya sijja. Those mega riya sijja, those I do not consider to be ascetics among ascetics, or Brahmins among Brahmins. And those venerable ones do not find realizing it for themselves with the direct knowledge, enter and dwell in this way, in this very life, in the goal of asceticism or the goal of Brahman. What is the meaning? We would like to explain of that translation. Again, Buddha continue his Dhamma talk. How? But because those ascetics or Brahmins who understand these Dhammas, these I consider to be ascetics among ascetics, and Brahmins among Brahmins, and These venerable ones, by realizing it for themselves with direct knowledge, enter and dwell in this very life in the goal of asceticism and the goal of Brahmanism. This is mentioned in Siddha Sanyuga. So what is ascetics? What is Brahman? According to Buddha's teaching, here there are 4 types of ascetic and 4 types of Brahman. In Bali they are called Samana and Brahmana. Samana means 4 types of bhikkhus. Sodapanna, Satriwina, Sagadagami, Vansradana, Anagami, Noradana, and Arhat. These 4 types of bhikkhus are also called samana. The meaning of samana is they had already ceased the defilements. And they are also called brahmana. Brahmana is pure of defilements. They had their path knowledge destroying defilements stage by stage. When they had already begun raha, they already developed from different types of defilements. Because of this reason, they are called samana and brahmana. But if they do not understand these 4 noble truths by their own direct knowledge, they are not samana, they are not brahmana. That means they cannot become noble ones, real persons. But if they directly know these 4 noble truths by their own direct knowledge, they can become samana or brahmana. They can become noble ones such as Sodapanna, Sagadagami, Nagami, and Arhat. If you had already begun Arhat, after final cessation, you will attain Nibbana. This is the summary of this sutta. So if you want to attain Nibbana, first you must try to realize 4 noble truths. Without realizing 4 noble truths, you cannot become Sodapanna, Sagadagami, Nagami, and Arhat. Then after final cessation, you cannot also attain Nibbana. So if you want to attain Nibbana, first you must try to understand the 4 noble truths by your own direct knowledge, not hearsay. What are 4 noble truths? The noble truth of suffering, dukkha, ariya, sijja. The noble truth of the origin of suffering, dukkha, samudaya, ariya, sijja. The noble truth of the cessation of suffering, dukkha, nirodha, ariya, sijja. The noble truth of the practice leading to the cessation of suffering, dukkha, nirodha, gamini, patipada, ariya, sijja. Or in short, mega, ariya, sijja. You must try to understand these 4 noble truths. You may practice samatha or vipassana, but if you do not realize these 4 noble truths by your own direct knowledge, then you cannot become Sodapanna, Sagadagami, Nagami, or Arhat. This is Buddha's teaching, not my teaching. You should have enough faith in this Buddha's teaching. What is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, ariya, sijja? In Dhammacakka Pavattana Sutta, Dhamma setting in motion Sutta. This is the first sermon in our Buddha's teaching. Buddha had already said, Sankhidena Pinchu Badane Khanda Dukkha. In brief, 5 aggregates as the object of clinging up, dukkha, ariya, sijja, the noble truth of the suffering. What are 5 aggregates? The aggregate of materiality as the object of clinging, rupa, vadana, khanda. the aggregate of feeling as the object of clinging, Vidyanu Padane Khanda. The aggregate of perception as the object of clinging, Sinyu Padane Khanda. The aggregate of formations as the object of clinging, Sankharu Padane Khanda. And the aggregate of consciousness as the object of clinging, Vinyanu Padane Khanda. Altogether there are 5 types of aggregates as the object of clinging. So they are called the noble truth of the suffering dukkha riya sanya. While practicing samatha or while practicing vipassana, if you do not realize this number one noble truth, the noble truth of the suffering dukkha riya sanya, by your own direct knowledge, then you cannot attain Nibbana. This is Buddha's teaching. What is the aggregate of materiality as the object of clinging? Rupa Padane Khanda. Because this materiality is grouped together, 11 types of materiality is grouped together. Because of this reason, they are called aggregate. In the same way, 11 types of feeling are grouped together, so which is also called the aggregates of feeling as the object of clinging. In the same way, there are 11 types of perception are also grouped together, so they are called as the object of the aggregate of perception as the object of clinging. 11 types of Chaitasika we call mental factors. They are also called sankhara formations. The 11 types of formations are grouped together, so they are called the aggregate of formations as the object of clinging. The 11 types of consciousness are grouped together, so they are called the aggregate of consciousness as the object of clinging. So altogether there are 11 types of 5 aggregates as the object of clinging. What are 11 types? This is mentioned in Khanda Vaka Sanyutta Khanda Sutta. Yangin Chiruban Dita Nagata Pichopana Ijadama Bidama Olarigama Sukumama Hinama Banidama Yanduri Sandi Geva Sazo Ubadaniya Yau Chadi Rupubadane Khanda etc. What is the meaning? Whatsoever materiality there is, whether past, present or future, internal or external, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, far or near. Altogether there are 11 types. These 11 types of materiality which are tainted, which are the object of clinging, are called the clinging aggregate of the aggregate of materiality as the object of clinging. In the same way, 11 types of feeling are called as the feeling aggregate as the object of clinging. 11 types of perception are called as the clinging as the perception aggregate as the object of clinging. 11 types of formations are called the aggregate of formations as the object of clinging. 11 types of consciousness are called as the consciousness aggregate as the object of clinging. In this way, Buddha had already explained in Khanda Vaka Sanyutta Khanda Sutta. Because of this reason, while practicing vipassana, you must try to penetrate these 11 types of 5 aggregates as the object of clinging. So among these 5 aggregates, Past 5 aggregates are also included. Present 5 aggregates are also included. Future 5 aggregates are also included. Internal 5 aggregates are also included. External 5 aggregates are also included. While practicing vipassana, if you do not understand these 11 types of 5 aggregates as the object of clinging, you cannot realize Nibbana, you cannot attain Nibbana. So only if you understand present, it is not enough. Because of this reason, while practicing vipassana, you must try to understand these 11 types of 5 aggregates, which are the object of vipassana. You must contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Why? As soon as they arise, they vanish away. They means 5 aggregates as the object of clinging. So as soon as they arise, they vanish away. So they are anicca. They are always oppressed by rising and vanishing away. So they are dukkha, suffering. There is no permanent entity, permanent self in them, so they are anatta, no self. Such type of contemplating knowledge is called vipassana. So, if you want to practice real vipassana according to Buddha's teaching, you must try to understand these 11 types of 5 aggregates as the object of clinging. According to Buddha's teaching, our body is composed of subatomic particles. They are called kalabas in Pali. Again, you must analyze those kalabas, other than you will see ultimate materiality, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence, etc. They are paramata rupas, ultimate materialities. These paramata rupas are the object of vipassana. Without seeing this ultimate materiality, if you practice vipassana, then such type of vipassana is superficial vipassana, not real vipassana. So you should understand this, the meaning of vipassana definitely according to Buddha's teaching. In the same way, mentality also arises as a group. Some mentalities arise according to mental process, chitta viti. Some mentalities arise as a process-free, chitta viti moga. Both of these two types of materiality are the object of vipassana. But while they are arising, they never arise as a single mental factor. They always arise with associated mental formations in each mind moment. You must try to understand these mental formations in each mind moment according to reality. Without realizing this mentality according to reality by your own direct knowledge, you cannot realize Nibbana because they are the object of vipassana. If you want to understand ultimate materiality by your own direct knowledge, how you should practice? This is a very important system. In Mahasaribrana Sutta, the commentary had already explained about this problem. While practicing samatha, there are 40 samatha meditation subjects. But while practicing vipassana, there are only 2 meditation subjects. Rupa Kamathana and Nama Kamathana, or Rupa Parikaha and Nama Parikaha. Rupa materiality meditation subject and mentality meditation subject, or discerning materiality and discerning mentality. There are two meditation subjects only while practicing vipassana. So, if you want to discern materiality, how you should do? Commentary had already explained. Tata Bhagava Rupa Kamathana Gatendo Sikhipa Manasikara Vasina Vavitara Manasikara Vasina Vajadu Dadu Vavatana Katesi. When Buddha expounded materiality meditation subject, Buddha always instructs to practice 4 elements meditation in brief way or 4 elements meditation in wider way. This is Buddha's instruction. So if you want to understand ultimate materiality by your own direct knowledge, you must practice 4 elements meditation systematically. But you do not practice 4 elements meditation systematically. You also do not understand how to practice 4 elements meditation. Just noting. This is superficial vipassana, not real vipassana. So if you want to practice real vipassana, first you must try to understand ultimate materiality by practicing 4 elements meditation systematically. How you should practice 4 elements meditation. In this meditation center, Nandaka, and many teachers frequently they are teaching this 4 elements meditation systematically. With the coming Vasa also, Venerable Kansa, he is one Kamathana Chariya meditation teacher in Pao. He will come for 3 months retreat in this center. He will also teach you 4 elements meditation if you want to practice systematically. If you want to practice 4 elements meditation, you can also practice directly 4 elements meditation. But there is another way. Based on one type of jhana, if you practice 4 elements meditation, it is better. Without basing any jhana, if you directly practice 4 elements meditation, some meditations are successful up to vipassana, but some are not successful up to vipassana. Why? When discerning materiality, they cannot see materiality clearly. When discerning mentality, they also cannot see clearly. When discerning the dependent origination, their light of wisdom cannot go up to past life. At that time, they cannot see past causes which produce present mentality and materiality. So because of such problems, usually in some sutras, Buddha explained, based on jhana to practice vipassana. In Buddha Nikaya, there is one sutta, which is called Jhana Sutta. In that sutta, Buddha explained, Patamam Baham Bhikkhve Jhana Nisaya Aswana Khayam Vadami, Dutiyam Baham Bhikkhve Jhana Nisaya Aswana Khayam Vadami, etc. Depending on first jhana or second jhana or third jhana, etc. If a bhikkhu practice vipassana systematically, he can attain up to Raha stage. So, based on, there are 8 types of jhanas. Any jhana can be the base of vipassana. Based on this jhana concentration, If they practice four elements meditation systematically, they can clearly see ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality in their causes, and they can continue to practice to contemplate them as nature dukkha systematically. It is possible. But what is the relationship between jhana, concentration, and vipassana? Jhana concentration, every jhana can produce strong, powerful light, which is called the light of wisdom. Especially in many suttas, Buddha praised fourth jhana concentration. That fourth jhana concentration produces strong, powerful light. With the assistance of that light of wisdom, if they practice four elements meditation, they can clearly see kalapas, subatomic particles, and then they can, while they are analyzing those kalapas, they can see ultimate materialities in each kalapa vividly. They can continue to discern mentality, they can continue to discern their cause, especially the dependent origination. After that, they can practice vipassana systematically. Because of this reason, in Jhana Sutta of Anguttara Nikaya, Buddha also encouraged to establish jhana concentration before practicing vipassana. How you should practice for the attainment of any jhana? In this meditation center, Nataka, many teachers frequently came to teach this Dhamma, how to practice samatha. In the same way, when they was Venerable Okasa also will teach how to practice for the attainment of jhana. So you should practice under the guidance of skillful teachers systematically. For example, if you practice Anapanasati meditation upon it, then you should practice according to Buddha's instructions. It is better. You must focus on your breath object between the nostril and upper lip. If you can concentrate well, thoroughly on your breath object, when your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, then you will see Nibbana. While focusing Nibbana, again, if your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, you will see your Nibbana becomes translucent Nibbana like morning star. If you can focus on that morning star Nibbana, which is called Padipaga Nibbana counterpart sign, then you can attain Pajjana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. This Anapana fourth jhana also can produce strong, powerful light, which is called the light of wisdom. Based on this jhana concentration, if you want to practice other samatha meditation samadhas, such as Tenggasinas, 8 attainments, etc., it is very easy. If you want to go to vipassana also, you can practice 4 elements meditation based on this jhana concentration. You can practice well, systematically. So because of this reason, in Noble Eightfold Path, Buddha also teach one pattern, Samma Samadhi, right concentration. What is right concentration? In Mahasarikrana Sutta, give the definition of this right concentration as first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. So this is Buddha's instruction. But if you want to practice other samatha meditation samadhas, you should also practice under the guidance of skillful teacher. It is better. So if you are successful samatha meditation samadhas, then you can continue to practice 4 elements meditation systematically. Then you can practice vipassana systematically, stage by stage. Then you can attain any noble stage, Sotapanna or Sakadagami or Nagami stage, or Arhat stage. If you want to practice Vipassana according to Buddha's instructions, you should follow the procedure mentioned in Mahasatipatthana Sutta, great foundation of mindfulness Sutta. We would like to explain with one example. Buddha teaches in Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Iti ijadawa gaya gaya nupasi viharati, Vedawa gaya gaya nupasi viharati, Ijada Vedawa gaya gaya nupasi viharati. What is the meaning? Based on what I call jhana concentration, such as like Anapana for jhana, then you must discern ultimate materiality and ultimate mentality, both internally and externally, again and again. Then after discerning ultimate materiality and mentality again and again, both internally and externally, what is the next step? Buddha explains in Mahasatipatthana Sutta. After discerning ultimate materiality and mentality, both internally and externally, then you must continue another stage, second stage. What is second stage? Samudaya Dhammanupasi Vakaya Same Viharati. Vaya Dhammanupasi Vakaya Same Viharati. Samudaya Vaya Dhammanupasi Vakaya Same Viharati. You must try to understand the dependent origination in this case. If we summarize the dependent origination, there are 5 causes and 5 effects. First 5 causes produce present 5 effects. Present 5 causes will produce future 5 effects. This is the summary of dependent origination. This dependent origination is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, dukkha, samudaya, riya, satya. Without penetrating this, the noble truth of the origin of suffering, dukkha, samudaya, riya, satya, by your own direct knowledge, you cannot attain Nibbana, you cannot become Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, and Arhat. This is Buddha's explanation. You should have enough faith in Buddha's teaching. This is very important. So, what are 5 past causes? What are 5 present effects? We would like to explain the translation. In this case, you must try to understand the dependent origination, paticca samuppada, by your own direct knowledge. After discerning mentality and materiality, both internally and externally, you must continue to discern mentality and materiality backward up to your mother's home mentality and materiality. Then please continue to discern at the conception stage or birth linking mind movement, mentality and materiality. After discerning mentality and materiality at the conception stage or birth linking mind movement, then you should continue to discern past mentality and materiality. Especially you must emphasize near death moment, death proximate time, last mental process is called Marana Sana Javana, death proximate impatience. After discerning this mentality and materiality, you should try to survey what is the object of this death proximate Javana. This jivana is the object of this jivana appear because of karma potency, which is ready to produce present mentality and materiality. And then you will be able to survey your past five causes. Past five causes are ignorance, vijja, craving, tanha, clinging, upadana, volition and formations, sankhara, and karma potency. Altogether, these five causes. You must try to see these five causes by your own direct knowledge. So, we would like to explain with one example. One yogi, one descending past causes, and her Wenga Maido and the death proximate time. Last object is she is offering 8 requisites to the bhikkhus. Bhikkhus are sitting like that in a building. In Bali, such building is called Mandapa Pavilion. In that Mandapa, bhikkhus are sitting above like that. And then she was ready to offer 8 requisites, 3 robes, bowl, needle, water filter, shaving, razor, etc. So, while offering, nearby she saw one Sayali. She had peaceful mind and good manner, very serenity faculties. So she wanted to be such type of Sayali. So she wished to become such type of Sayali while offering these 8 requisites to the Sangha. In this case, we would like to explain about vijja, tanha, upadana, sankhara and karma. Who is the translator in this tomato? You may say, Venerable Mangala is translating this tomato. Is it true? If you understand Venerable Mangala, such type of understanding is called wrong understanding. That wrong understanding is called avijja, ignorance. What it is wrong understanding? There are 2 types of truth. One is conventional truth, another is ultimate truth. Ultimate truth is pramata sitya. According to ultimate reality, there are only mentality and materiality. This mentality and materiality, as soon as they perish away very quickly. There is no time to tell this is man, this is woman, this is Venerable Umangala, etc. But if you understand this is as a Venerable Umangala, such type of understanding is wrong understanding according to ultimate reality, pramata sitya. Such type of wrong understanding is called avijja, ignorance. Now that lady, when she surveyed her past kinds of causes, she saw one Sayali nearby. That Sayali has good looking, very peaceful manner and very peaceful mind. So her mind at that time inclined to become such type of Sayali. So because of this, when offering robes, then she wished to become such type of good looking Sayali. If she understands as a Sayali, such type of understanding is called wrong understanding. That wrong understanding is called avijja. Depending on this ignorance, she had attachment to that Sayali's life. That attachment is called craving, tanha. Repeat that attachment in this case is called clinging, upadana. Based on these three types of ignorance, craving, and clinging, she offers robes or requisites to the Sangha. While offering requisites to the Sangha, there are usually mind-mental process. In each jhana, impartial mind movement, there are 34 mental formations. What are 34? If you want to know or if you want to understand this 34, please practice practically. Maybe in this meditation, the many teachers are teaching this meditation subject how to discern these 34 mental formations. But they are called sankhara formations. Especially they are called volitional formations. Why they are called volitional formations? They can produce future five aggregates, future mentality and materiality according to our own wish. Wish means we call in Pali Pachana. What is our wish? She wants to become a good-looking, peaceful sharing. So, according to her wish, this sankhara formations can produce five aggregates of mentality and materiality in this very life. But these sankhara formations are also nature impermanent. As soon as they arise, they perish away very, very quickly. But after perishing, they left behind karma potency, which is called karma. That karma potency produces this present fact mentality, present fact aggregates of present mentality and materiality. This is, you should try to understand divine, how you should practice to understand divine origination. So this is the beginning point. After discerning five past causes, you can continue to discern cause and effect. After discerning cause and effect in this very life, then you should also discern present causes will produce future effect. For example, while offering a robe to Pharaoh, then you may wish to become in future to become bhikkhu. So if you understand as a bhikkhu, such type of understanding is wrong understanding. This is called ignorance. Based on this ignorance, you may have attachment to bhikkhu life in future. This is called craving tanha. Repeated craving is called clinging upadana. Based on this ignorance, craving and clinging, you offer ropes to the shadow. At the day, 34 mental formations as jhana will arise. They are called sankhara formations. But they are nature impermanent. As soon as they rise, they perish away. But when they perish away, they left behind karma potency. That karma potency is called karma. Altogether, there are five present causes: ignorance, craving, clinging, volitional formations, and karma potency. Vijja, tanha, upadana, sankhara, and karma. Because of these five causes, if you discern future, then you will see, because of these five causes, future five aggregates arise. You can directly see. So, because of this reason, at the end you will understand the dependent origination thoroughly. But this is only beginning point. You must continue as far as you can do this many past lives and up to the end of future. Do you want to visit to your past life? Do you want? Please practice practically. If you want to know your future destination, then you should also practice dependent origination. You can understand your future. Is it cool? This is a seat. This is air ticket if you want to go to any future existence. then how you should proceed. These ultimate materiality and mentality are called the noble truth of suffering. This dependent origination is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Dukkha Sajja, Dukkha Ariya Sajja and Dukkha Samudaya Ariya Sajja. These two noble truth dhammas are the object of vipassana. At that time, you must contemplate them as anicca, dukkha and anatta. In this case, Buddha instructs, because of the arising of five causes, five aggregates arise. Then you should contemplate five causes are also anicca, dukkha and anatta. Five aggregates are also as anicca, dukkha and anatta. There is no permanent self-permanent entity in them. So this is the beginning stage of vipassana. Then you must continue another instruction. Vaya dhamma nubasiva kaya samit viharati. This is procedure mentioned in Mahasati Prana Sutta. What is the meaning? Because of the complete cessation of five causes, five aggregates also cease completely without remainder. Five causes will cease completely without remainder. When they will cease completely without remainder. This is explained in Visuddhimagga Mahadika. Avijja nirodha rupa nirodhoti Ega mega jnanena avijjaya anubhada nirodha do Anagada sa rupa sa anubhada nirodha hoti pichya bhave abhavado. These are very important explanations. You should have enough faith in such type of explanations. What is the meaning? Avidya, ignorance, tana, craving, upadana, clinging, sankhara, volition and formations, and karma potency. These five causes will cease because of the power of Arahant path. So now you are practicing only vipassana beginning point. You are not yet become Arahant. When it will become Arahant? One day. If you practice vipassana systematically, in future you will become Arahant. Which future? If you will become in this very life, then this very life is your future. But if you will become in one of future existence, that future is your future. At that time, you will attain Arahant stage. Because of the power of Arahant path, the five causes, ignorance, craving, clinging, volition and formations, and karma potency will cease completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of five causes, after final cessation, Nibbana. In future, there will be no more mentality and materiality of five aggregates. They will cease completely without remainder at the final cessation stage, Nibbana, Shuddhi stage. These two types of complete cessation, five causes and five aggregates, you must try to understand by your own direct knowledge. While practicing vipassana, especially Udiyabhaya Jnana stage, the knowledge of rise and fall Jnana stage. This is the instruction of the Buddha in Mahasati Sutta. Without trying to see future, you cannot understand this instruction. So vipassana is only present, not enough. Occasionally you must try to do some fast. Nama, rupa, mentality and materiality. Occasionally you must try to do some present mentality and materiality. Occasionally you must discern future mentality and materiality, because this past, present and future mentality and materiality are the object of vipassana. These two types of complete cessation is also called kilesa parinibbana and khanda parinibbana. Complete cessation of five causes is called kilesa parinibbana. The complete cessation of five aggregates is also called khanda parinibbana. Such type of complete cessation is called, such two types of complete cessation is called nirodha sitya. The noble truth of the cessation of suffering. This nirodha sitya is mentioned in Anguttara Nikaya Tika Nibbana Taittha Sutta. But this nirodha sitya, the noble truth of cessation of suffering, is the object of udaya jnana, udaya, the knowledge of rise and fall, not the object of whole path knowledge and fruition knowledge. The object of whole path knowledge and fruition knowledge is called Nibbana. This Nibbana is supramundane noble truth of the cessation of suffering. Lokuttara Nirodha Ariya Sitya. Kilesa parinibbana is also called sa-upadisesa nibbana. The meaning is defilements, kilesas are ceased completely without remainder because of the power of whole path knowledge, which realize unformed element asankata nibbana, asankata dhatu. But still five aggregates, mentality and materiality, are still existing. For example, our Buddha. Under body tree, he had already become self-enlightened Buddha, Sambuddha. At that time, he had already attained Arhat stage. His Arhat path destroying, or his four types of path knowledge destroying stage by stage all defilements completely without remainder. So at that time, he had already attained kilesa parinibbana or sa-upadisesa nibbana. But five aggregates still existing for 45 years. After 45 years in Kushinagara, he entered into great final cessation stage, Mahaparinibbana. This great final cessation of five aggregates is also called Anupadisesa Nibbana. Five aggregates will be not remain, completely cease without remainder. Such type of complete cessation of five aggregates is also called Anupadisesa Nibbana. So this sa-upadisesa nibbana and anupadisesa nibbana are the object of vipassana. Why they cease completely without remainder? Because of the power of four types of path knowledge. These four types of path knowledge realize nibbana. This is supramundane nibbana. Because of the assistance of this nibbana, four types of path knowledge and fruition knowledge completely destroy the defilements. So nibbana is supramundane noble truth of the cessation of suffering, Lokuttara Nirodha Ariya Sitya. One meditator, if a meditator does not realize these two types of noble truth of the cessation of suffering, he cannot attain Nibbana. This is Buddha's instruction. Then another stage vipassana in Mahasibrana Sutta, Buddha explained. Ati kayoti vapanasa sati pichupatija hoti yawa deva jnana madaya padesati madaya Ati virinadi vapanasa sati pichupatija hoti yawa deva jnana madaya padesati madaya Ati chaitandi vapanasa sati pichupatija hoti yawa deva jnana madaya padesati madaya Ati dhamadi vapanasa sati pichupatija hoti yawa deva jnana madaya padesati madaya. What is the meaning? Imagine after practicing to see the rise and fall of all formations, then when his vipassana insight becomes mature, he should not try to see rising states. He should try to see only perishing states of those formations, mentality, materiality, and their causes. At that time, slowly, his mind will only see perishing of those formations only. At that time, he will not even see kalapas. Only he will see pure pramata, pure mentality, materiality, and their causes only. In this way, if he continue his vipassana, then how it will become? Anisi doja viharati naja kinchi loke ubadiyati. Four knowledges and four crucial knowledges will arise stage by stage, taking Nibbana as meditation object. And then you will realize Nibbana, and then you will become Arahant. This is procedure mentioned in Mahasibrana Sutta. So, if you want to practice vipassana systematically, you should follow Buddha's instructions which mentioned in Mahasibrana Sutta. They are the procedure of vipassana. For realization of these Four Noble Truths, or for realization of Nibbana, how you should practice. Number 4, Noble Truth. The Noble Truth of the practice leading to the cessation of suffering, Dukkha Nirodha Ariya Satya or Magga Ariya Satya. You may already understand there are noble eightfold paths. Samma Ditti, right understanding of Four Noble Truths. Samma Sankappa, right application of the mind to the Four Noble Truth object. Samma Vacha, right speech. Samma Kammanta, right action. Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. Samma Vayama, right effort. Samma Sati, right mindfulness. And Samma Samadhi, right concentration. You must first try the training of morality, Samma Vacha, right speech, Samma Kammanta, right action, and Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. Based, at least you should undertake 5 precepts. Based on this purification of virtue sila, you must continue to practice the training of concentration, Samadhi Sikha. They are Samma Vayama, right effort, Samma Sati, right mindfulness, and Samma Samadhi, right concentration. In Mahasibrana Sutta, Buddha emphasized 4 types of jhana. But in other suttas, like Jhana Sutta of Anguttara Nikaya, etc., Buddha also teaches 8 types of jhana. In some suttas, Buddha also teaches only access concentration, 4 elements meditation only. So, together with 4 elements access concentration, you should practice 8 types of jhana or any of jhana concentration. When this jhana concentration produces strong, powerful light, which is called the light of wisdom, then you continue to understand Four Noble Truths. This is, if you understand Four Noble Truths by your own direct knowledge, then you are practicing to possess Samma-Ditti and Samma-Sankappa, right understanding and right application of the mind to the Four Noble Truth object. So altogether there are Noble Eightfold Path. This is the only way for realization of Nibbana and for attainment of Nibbana. So for realization of Four Noble Truths, you must practice this Noble Eightfold Path. If you do not practice Noble Eightfold Path, and if you criticize a lot about Samatha meditation, Samatha is not within Buddha's dispensation practice. This is outside Buddha's dispensation, etc. Then you cannot understand ultimate materiality and mentality and their causes as nature, dukkha and anatta, or you cannot penetrate Four Noble Truths. So please follow Buddha's instructions if you want to attain Nibbana. Today we will stop our Dhamma talk here. If you have any question, then you can ask.
There's a question here. Does light of wisdom shine at the person like a strong moving light, yellowish torchlight? Does light of wisdom shine at the person like a strong moving white and yellowish torchlight? Is light of wisdom like that?
It depends on the perception of meditator. The light of wisdom is shine like sunlight, it is okay. Yellow or maybe yellowish, etc. Depends on meditator's perception. If a meditator's perception changes, the light of wisdom also, the color of the light of wisdom also may change. But in this case, the light of wisdom is produced by concentrated mind. Mind-born materialities rise throughout meditator's body. But if the mind is concentrated, mind like jhana concentration, especially fourth jhana concentration, then such type of mind is called supreme mind. That supreme mind produces mind-born kalapa, and in each kalapa there is kala. That kala is called, that combination of those kalapas, kala began the light of wisdom. Again, there is also another kalapa. In each mind-born kalapa there is fire element, tejo, dhatu. That fire element is called Uddu temperature. That temperature also produces new generations, new kalapas. These kalapas not only spread throughout meditator's body, but also spread up to external world. For example, Venerable Anuruddha's divine and sex power is fourth jhana concentration. That fourth jhana concentration produces the light of wisdom. The light of wisdom spread up to 1,000 world cycles. So very powerful. But for some meditators, the light of wisdom is not so powerful like that. So it may spread throughout external world, it is true. But the color may be changed depending on the perception of meditator.
Then the next question. Can a beginner in meditation experience light of wisdom?
If you attain up to excess concentration stage, then only light of wisdom begins. If you cannot concentrate well, it is not possible. But if you had already attained up to fourth jhana, light of wisdom will become brighter and brighter. But if you had already attained all types of jhana, 8 types of jhana, then the light of wisdom will brighter and brighter, will become brighter and brighter. Some meditators, while practicing any samatha meditation subject, very quickly light of wisdom will appear. Why? Because of their previous parami only. But such type of light of wisdom, if they do not yet attain any jhana stage, then such type of light of wisdom is not stable, usually coming and going frequently.
The next question: is everything that happened due to karma? If not, what are the other factors?
Materiality, Buddha explained 4 causes. Karma, Citta, consciousness. Number 1, karma. Number 2, Citta, consciousness. Number 3, Uddu, temperature. This is fire element in each kalapa. Number 4, nutritive essence, ahara. So Buddha explained 4 causes. Not only karma, not everything is produced by karma. Buddha never said like that. Such type of question is they do not study Buddha Vidhamma thoroughly. Because of this they ask such questions. For mentality also, there are roughly 3 types of consciousness. Kusala Chaitya, Hoson Chaitya. Akusala Chaitya, Ahoson Chaitya. Then Vibhaga Chaitya, resultant Chaitya. Then another one is called Rahas Kriya Chaitya, functional Chaitya. Altogether there are 4 types of Chaitya. Among these 4 types, Vibhaga Chaitya only produced by previous karma. Kusala Chaitya, Akusala Chaitya are because of Yoniso Manasikara, wise addition, Ayoniso Manasikara, unwise addition, etc. There are present causes. If there is no eye base, which is called eye transcendency, eye consciousness cannot rise. Is it true? Why one person became blind? Can see color object. This is not because of past cause. This is only you have no eye bridge, eye translucency. So there are some present causes. Not only them produced by karma, Buddha never did in this way. So kusala, akusala, also because of yoniso manasikara, wise addition, kusala arise. Because of unwise addition, ayoniso manasikara, akusala arise. This is approximately cause only. But if there must be bridge, there must be object, etc. There must be concomitant associated mental formations headed by pasa, contact, etc. So there are also many present causes. Based on these causes, then mentality and materiality rise. So for realization of this actual cause and actual effect, you must practice dependent origination systematically. This is necessary.
Okay. The next question. Since it is not compulsory for Buddhists to be vegetarian, why does Xiaoji Hao become a vegetarian?
In Paul Doya, first Sayadaw is called the Sayadaw. He is the disciple of Mahagandhana Sayadaw. They are vegetarian. Second Sayadaw also vegetarian. Second Sayadaw is my good friend. So the devotees, they always offer vegetarian foods in this monastery. So I don't want to say I want to eat meat and fish. Is it good? Is it good? Another problem is in our country, in villages, they feed chickens usually in many houses. If they want to eat chicken, they kill. Once they kill, after killing, they offer to the bhikkhus also. Sometimes additionally they kill to offer bhikkhus. Such type of food Buddha had already prohibited not to eat. If they eat, if they also know this chicken is killed for bhikkhus, then bhikkhu also panatipada agusla. Bhikkhu already accumulated panatipada agusla. Then there is also apati. Then another host problem is when we are going for alms round in the village, so that they offer eggs. These eggs are not vegetarian because in our villages they feed chickens. These chickens produce eggs. These eggs can be possibility is they will again produce new chickens. So such type of food Buddha also do not permit to eat bhikkhus. Sometimes villagers they search for fish for bhikkhus because there are many rivers, many streams. When they are ready to offer food for bhikkhu sangha, then they go to rivers and streams, they catch fish and they cook, they offer. Is it okay? So because of such problems, vegetarian is better. But actually vegetarian is not easy. Not easy means you will eat vegetables. According to modern investigation, inside leaves or inside fruits, there are many bacteria. Do you understand? Not only in food, another problem I will explain. While you are urinating, while you are defecating, many bacteria go out. Is it true? Then these bacteria, if you wash, if you flush the water, they will go into it. They will die there. Because of this reason, you should not defecate. You should not urinate. Is it okay? So, to criticize a lot of others, it is not good. So, to avoid pure vegetable also in human world not easy. Another good example I will explain. In the air there are a lot of bacteria, you may understand. Is it true? While breathing in, these bacteria may go inside your nostril and go into your body. They may die inside your body. Is it true? Then you should not try to breathe. Is it possible? So, too much criticism is not good. So, the middle way is better. If they offer pure food, no much problem. Buddha also permit. Because of this reason, Buddha never prohibit. But nowadays, I would like to explain one example. Within a monastery, there are 1,000 bhikkhus, for example. So to offer food, some devotees they prepare meat to offer Sangha. Do you understand prepare? Prepare is they kill intentionally animals and they cook this food to animals and they offer to the Sangha. At that time, some bhikkhus know this meat and fish are prepared for bhikkhus. So if such bhikkhus they eat this fish and meat, they are also accumulating Panadipada, Agusala, as well as they are also Abadi. But some people they do not know, they have pure mind. You should not pretend in this case. I do not know. In this way you should not pretend by yourself. Then if they do not know, then there is no Panadipada, but there is still Apati. So because of this reason, vegetarian is a little bit sick. But there is also another problem I would like to explain later. For example, another example, in booking manager, how many people are there? For example, 1 million, for example. For this 1 million people, they kill many animals and they sell in the market. Do you know they are killed for us? Do you know? This is a great problem. If you know these animals are killed for us, if you eat, you are accumulating Panadipada and wholesome karma. This is also Panadipada because if there is no one who buys this meat and fish, there will be no seller this meat and fish. Is it true? There will be no one who buys this animal and fish, this meat and fish. Then there will be no one who keep for you. Is it true? Very dangerous. You are eating, you are accumulating Panadipada and wholesome karma. Is it true? Very dangerous.
How to arouse the zeal, the enthusiasm to practice meditation?
Marana Sati Bhavitava. You should always remember your own death frequently. If you practice this Marana Sati meditation frequently, then sense of spiritual urgency will rise. Depending on this sense of spiritual urgency, you may have strong desire for meditation. Usually many people, they forget their own death. They have a lot of future plans. They are drawing every day many future plans because they forget to die. So if you remember your own death, the sense of spiritual urgency somewhere will arise. There is one sutta. One day Buddha asked many bhikkhus, how do you contemplate your own death? Some bhikkhus, they inform, if I, without dying, without death is coming, if I can practice some Buddha's admonishments, that is samatha and vipassana for one day, it is safe. Another bhikkhu only half day. Another bhikkhu only 1/4 of a day. Another bhikkhu within one breathing, if I do not pass away, if I can practice Buddha's admonishment, it is very good. In this way they inform their attitude. Other than Buddha prays only last bhikkhu. within one breath, if I do not pass away, if I can practice Buddha's admonishment, it is very good in this way, he always recollects his own death. Buddha praised this person. So, now, including me, all meditators and all listeners will die maybe tonight, 12 o'clock. All will be done definitely. Then tomorrow I want to do such and such thing. Such type of ideas will disappear. Is it true? So because you are forget for your own death, because of this you have a lot of future plans. So to destroy this future plans, you must always remember your own death frequently, and then you may be able to practice meditation. Because after death, you must go one destination. Which type of destination do you want? Four-Vocal state? If you don't want to go to Four-Vocal state, then you must have definite air ticket to go to Deva world or Brahma world. Without air ticket, you cannot go there. So you should buy definite air ticket first. What is definite air ticket? You must practice Noble Eightfold Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Up to successful stage. Up to at least Vipassana stage.
Next question. During meditation, when I hear someone talking to me, is it because of illusion? Illusion. If I meditate, I hear someone talking to them. Is it illusion?
If actually someone is talking about you, this is not illusion. But there is no one who are talking nearby. If you hear such type of song, some may be because of previous karma, some may be one type of disturbance. One type of disturbance means there are maras or maras accompanies. They are disturbing to meditators. Such is also possible. Another is karma. In one of previous life, you may have disturbed to others by shouting, etc., while they are meditating. When this karma is ready to produce its result, then this karma also creates such type of song. Now 11 p.m. Then let us stop. Many questions are still. Maybe within most of the time, you can ask these questions to other teachers. Okay, sharing merit. Please repeat after me. Idame Bunya Aswakaya Ohahodu Idame Bunya Nibbana Sa Pachiyo Hodu Idame Bunya Sabha Sadana Vajima Tisabi Visama Punya Bagam Labandu Sadhu 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 Nirodha Gamini Padipada Riya Sija, or in short Mega Riya Sija. You must try to understand these Four Noble Truths. You may practice Samatha or Vipassana, but if you do not realize these Four Noble Truths by your own direct knowledge, then you cannot become Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami or Arhat. This is Buddha's teaching, not my teaching. You should have enough faith in this Buddha's teaching. What is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha, riya, satya? In Dhammacakka Pavattana Sutta, Dhamma we setting in motion Sutta. This is the first sermon in our Buddha's teaching. Buddha had already said, Sankhidena Pinchu Badane Khanda Dukkha. In brief, 5 aggregates as the object of clinging are dukkha, riya, satya, the noble truth of the suffering. What are 5 aggregates? The aggregate of materiality as the object of clinging, rupa, vadana, khanda. The aggregate of feeling as the object of clinging, vidyanu, vadana, khanda. The aggregate of perception as the object of clinging, sinyu, vadana, khanda. The aggregate of formations as the object of clinging, sankharu, vadana, khanda. And the aggregate of consciousness as the object of clinging, vinyanu, vadana, khanda. Altogether there are 5 types of aggregates as the object of clinging. So they are called the noble truth of the suffering, dukkha, riya, satya. While practicing samatha or while practicing vipassana, if you do not realize this number 1 noble truth, the noble truth of the suffering, dukkha, riya, satya, by your own direct knowledge, then you cannot attain Nibbana. This is Buddha's teaching. What is the aggregate of materiality as the object of clinging, rupa, vadana, khanda? Because this materiality is grouped together. 11 types of materiality is grouped together. Because of this reason, they are called aggregate. In the same way, 11 types of feeling are grouped together. So which is also called the aggregates of feeling as the object of clinging. In the same way, there are 11 types of perception are also grouped together. So they are called as the object of the aggregate of perception as the object of clinging. 11 types of Cetasika we call mental factors. They are also called sankhara formations. The 11 types of formations are grouped together, so they are called the aggregate of formations as the object of clinging. The 11 types of consciousness are grouped together, so they are called the aggregate of consciousness as the object of clinging. So altogether there are 11 types of 5 aggregates as the object of clinging. What are 11 types? This is mentioned in Khanda Vaka Sanyutta Khanda Sutta. Yangin Chiruban Dita Nagata Pichupana Ichadama Vitama Olarigama Sukumama Hinama Banidama Yanduri Sanji Geva Sazo Ubadaniya Yau Chedi Rupubadane Khanda, etc. What is the meaning? Whatsoever materiality there is, whether past, present or future, internal or external, gross or subtle, inferior or superior, far or near. Altogether there are 11 types. These 11 types of materiality which are tainted, which are the object of clinging, are called the clinging aggregate of the aggregate of materiality as the object of clinging. In the same way, 11 types of feeling are called as the feeling aggregate as the object of clinging. 11 types of perception are called as the clinging, as the perception aggregate as the object of clinging. 11 types of formations are called the aggregate of formations as the object of clinging. 11 types of consciousness are called as the consciousness aggregate as the object of clinging. In this way, Buddha had already explained in Khanda Vaga Sayutta Khanda Sutta. Because of this reason, while practicing vipassana, you must try to penetrate these 11 types of five aggregates as the object of clinging. So among these five aggregates, first five aggregates are also included. Present five aggregates are also included. Future five aggregates are also included. Internal five aggregates are also included. External five aggregates are also included. While practicing vipassana, if you do not understand these 11 types of five aggregates as the object of clinging, you cannot realize Nibbana, you cannot attain Nibbana. So only if you understand present, it is not enough. Because of this reason, while practicing vipassana, you must try to understand these 11 types of five aggregates, which are the object of vipassana. You must contemplate them as anicca, dukkha and anatta. Why? As soon as they arise, they perish away. They means five aggregates as the object of clinging. So as soon as they arise, they perish away, so they are anicca. They are always oppressed by rising and perishing away, so they are dukkha, suffering. There is no permanent entity, permanent self in them, so they are anatta, no self. Such type of contemplating knowledge is called vipassana. So, if you want to practice real vipassana according to Buddha's teaching, you must try to understand these 11 types of five aggregates as the object of clinging. According to Buddha's teaching, our body is composed of subatomic particles. They are called kalabas in Pali. Again, you must analyze those kalabas, other than you will see ultimate materiality, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence, etc. They are paramata rupas, ultimate materialities. These paramata rupas are the object of vipassana. Without seeing this ultimate materiality, if you practice vipassana, then such type of vipassana is superficial vipassana, not real vipassana. So you should understand this, the meaning of vipassana definitely according to Buddha's teaching. In the same way, mentality also arises as a group. Some mentalities arise according to mental process, citta vritti. Some mentalities arise as a process-free, citta vritti mukta. Both of these two types of materiality are the object of vipassana. But while they are arising, they never arise as a single mental factor. They always arise with associated mental formations in each mind moment. You must try to understand these mental formations in each mind moment according to reality. Without realizing this mentality according to reality by your own direct knowledge, you cannot realize Nibbana because they are the object of vipassana. If you want to understand ultimate materiality by your own direct knowledge, how you should practice. This is very important system. In Mahasaribrana Sutta, the commentary had already explained about this problem. While practicing samatha, there are 40 samatha meditation subjects. But while practicing vipassana, there are only 2 meditation subjects. Rupa Kamatana and Nama Kamatana, or Rupa Parigaha and Nama Parigaha. Rupa materiality meditation subject and mentality meditation subject, or discerning materiality and discerning mentality. There are 2 meditation subjects only while practicing vipassana. So, if you want to discern materiality, how you should do? Commentary had already explained. Tata Bhagava Rupa Kamatana Gachendo Sikhipa Manasikara Vasina Va Vitara Manasikara Vasina Va Jadu Dadu Vavatana Katesi. While Buddha expounded materiality meditation subject, Buddha always instructs to practice 4 elements meditation in brief way or 4 elements meditation in wider way. This is Buddha's instruction. So if you want to understand ultimate materiality by your own direct knowledge, you must practice 4 elements meditation systematically. But you do not practice 4 elements meditation systematically. You also do not understand how to practice 4 elements meditation. Just noting. This is superficial vipassana, not real vipassana. So if you want to practice real vipassana, first you must try to understand ultimate materiality by practicing 4 elements meditation systematically. How you should practice 4 elements meditation. In this meditation center, Nandaka, the many teachers frequently they are teaching this 4 elements meditation systematically. With the coming Vasa also, Venerable Kansa, he is one Kamatana Chariya meditation teacher in Pao. He will come for 3 months retreat in this center. He will also teach you 4 elements meditation if you want to practice systematically. If you want to practice 4 elements meditation, you can also practice directly 4 elements meditation. But there is another way. Based on one type of jhana, if you practice 4 elements meditation, it is better. Without basing any jhana, if you directly practice 4 elements meditation, some meditations are successful up to vipassana, but some are not successful up to vipassana. Why? One discerning materiality, they cannot see materiality clearly. When discerning mentality, they also cannot see clearly. When discerning the dependent origination, their light of wisdom cannot go up to past life. At that time, they cannot see past causes which produce present mentality and materiality. So because of such problems, usually in some sutras, Buddha explains based on jhana to practice vipassana. In Anguttara Nikaya there is one sutta, which is called Jhana Sutta. In that sutta, Buddha explained, Patamam Baham Bhikkhve Jhana Nisaya Aswana Khayam Vadami, Dutiyam Baham Bhikkhve Jhana Nisaya Aswana Khayam Vadami, etc. Depending on first jhana or second jhana or third jhana, etc. If a bhikkhu practice vipassana systematically, he can attain up to Raha stage. So, based on, there are 8 types of jhanas. Any jhana can be the base of vipassana. Based on this jhana concentration, if they practice 4 elements meditation systematically, they can clearly see ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality is their causes. And they can continue to practice to contemplate them as nature dukkha systematically. It is possible. But what is the relationship between jhana, concentration and vipassana? Jhana concentration, every jhana can produce strong, powerful light, which is called the light of wisdom. Especially in many suttas, Buddha praised 4th jhana concentration. That 4th jhana concentration produces strong, powerful light. With the assistance of that light of wisdom, if they practice 4 elements meditation, they can clearly see kalapas, subatomic particles, and then they can, while they are analyzing those kalapas, they can see ultimate materialities in each kalapa vividly. They can continue to discern mentality, they can continue to discern their cause, especially the dependent origination. After that, they can practice vipassana systematically. Because of this reason, in Jhana Sutta of Anguttara Nikaya, Buddha also encouraged to establish jhana concentration before practicing vipassana. How you should practice for the attainment of any jhana? In this meditation center, Nataka, many teachers frequently came to teach this Dhamma, how to practice samatha. In the same way, when they was Venerable Okasa also will teach how to practice for the attainment of jhana. So you should practice under the guidance of skillful teachers systematically. For example, if you practice Anapanasati meditation upon it, then you should practice according to Buddha's instructions. It is better. You must focus on your breath object between the nostril and upper lip. If you can concentrate well, thoroughly on your breath object, when your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, then you will see Nibbana. While focusing Nibbana, again, if your concentration becomes deeper and deeper, you will see your Nibbana becomes translucent Nibbana like morning star. If you can focus on that morning star Nibbana, which is called Padipaga Nibbana counterpart sign, then you can attain Pajjana, second jhana, third jhana, and 4th jhana. This Anapana 4th jhana also can produce strong, powerful light, which is called the light of wisdom. Based on this jhana concentration, if you want to practice other samatha meditation subjects, such as 10 kasinas, 8 attainments, etc., it is very easy. If you want to go to vipassana also, you can practice 4 elements meditation based on this jhana concentration. You can practice well systematically. So because of this reason, in Noble Eightfold Path, Buddha also teach one factor, Samma Samadhi, right concentration. What is right concentration? In Mahasatirana Sutta, give the definition of this right concentration as first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. So this is Buddha's instruction. But if you want to practice other samatha meditation subjects, you should also practice under the guidance of skillful teacher. It is better. So if you are successful samatha meditation subjects, then you can continue to practice 4 elements meditation systematically. Then you can practice vipassana systematically, stage by stage. Then you can attain any noble stage, Sotapanna or Sakadagami or Nagami stage, or Arhat stage. If you want to practice vipassana according to Buddha's instructions, you should follow the procedure mentioned in Mahasatirana Sutta, great foundation of mindfulness Sutta. We would like to explain with one example. Buddha teach in Mahasatirana Sutta. Iti ijadawa gaya gaya nupasi viharati, vedawa gaya gaya nupasi viharati, ijada vedawa gaya gaya nupasi viharati. What is the meaning? Based on one type of jhana concentration, such as like Anapanna 4th jhana, then you must discern ultimate materiality and ultimate mentality both internally and externally again and again. Then after discerning ultimate materiality and mentality again and again, both internally and externally, what is the next step? Buddha explains in Mahasatirana Sutta. After discerning ultimate materiality and mentality both internally and externally, then you must continue another stage, second stage. What is second stage? Samudaya Dhammanupasi Vakaya Same Viharati. Vaya Dhammanupasi Vakaya Same Viharati. Samudaya Vaya Dhammanupasi Vakaya Same Viharati. You must try to understand the dependent origination in this case. If we summarize the dependent origination, there are 5 causes and 5 effects. First 5 causes produce present 5 effects. Present 5 causes will produce future 5 effects. This is the summary of dependent origination. This dependent origination is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, dukkha, samudaya, riya, satya. Without penetrating this, the noble truth of the origin of suffering, dukkha, samudaya, riya, satya, by your own direct knowledge, you cannot attain Nibbana, you cannot become Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, and Arhat. This is Buddha's explanation. You should have enough faith in Buddha's teaching. This is very important. So, what are 5 past causes? What are 5 present effects? We would like to explain Buddha's translation. In this case, you must try to understand the dependent origination, paticca samuppada, by your own direct knowledge. After discerning mentality and materiality both internally and externally, you must continue to discern mentality and materiality backward up to in your mother's womb mentality and materiality. Then please continue to descend at the conception stage of birth linking mind movement, mentality and materiality. After descending mentality and materiality at the conception stage of birth linking mind movement, then you should continue to descend past mentality and materiality. Especially you must emphasize near death moment, death proximate time. Last mental process is called Marana Sana Jivana, death proximate impatience. After deciding this mentality and materiality, you should try to survey what is the object of this death proximate jivana. This jivana is the object of this jivana appear because of karma potency which is ready to produce present mentality and materiality. At that time you will be able to survey your past 5 causes. Past 5 causes are ignorance, avijja, craving, tanha, clinging, upadana, volition and formations, sankhara, and karma potency. Altogether these 5 causes. You must try to see these 5 causes by your own direct knowledge. So we would like to explain with one example. One yogi, one descending past causes, and her Venga mind and the death proximate time. Last object is she is offering 8 requisites to the bhikkhus. Bhikkhus are sitting like that in a building. In Bali, such building is called Mandapa Pavilion. In that Mandapa, bhikkhus are sitting above like that. And then she was ready to offer 8 requisites, 3 robes, bowl, needle, water filter, shaving, razor, etc. So, one offering nearby, she saw one Sayali. She had peaceful mind and good manner, very serenity faculties. So she wanted to be such type of Sayali. So she wished to become such type of Sayali while offering these 8 requisites to the Sangha. In this case, we would like to explain about avijja, tanha, upadana, sankhara and karma. Who is the translator in this tomato? You may say, Venerable Mangala is translating this tomato. Is it true? If you understand Venerable Mangala, such type of understanding is called wrong understanding. That wrong understanding is called avijja, ignorance. What is wrong understanding? There are 2 types of truth. One is conventional truth, another is ultimate truth. Ultimate truth is Paramatha Satya. According to ultimate reality, there are only mentality and materiality. This mentality and materiality, as soon as they perish away very, very quickly. There is no time to tell this is man, this is woman, this is Venerable Umangala, etc. But if you understand this is Venerable Umangala, such type of understanding is wrong understanding according to ultimate reality, Paramatha Satya. Such type of wrong understanding is called avijja, ignorance. Now that lady, when she surveyed her past causes, she saw one Siali nearby. That Siali has good looking, very peaceful manner and very peaceful mind. So her mind at that time inclined to become such type of Siali. So because of this, when offering robe, then she wished to become such type of good looking Siali. If she understands as a Siali, such type of understanding is called wrong understanding. That wrong understanding is called avijja. Depending on this ignorance, she had attachment to that Siali's life. That attachment is called craving tanha. Repeated attachment in this case is called clinging upadana. Based on these three types of ignorance, craving and clinging, she offered robes or requisites to the Sangha. While offering requisites to the Sangha, there are usually mind-mental process. In each jhana, impartial mind movement, there are 34 mental formations. What are 34? If you want to know or if you want to understand this 34, please practice practically. Maybe in this meditation, the many teachers are teaching this meditation subject how to discern these 34 mental formations. But they are called sankhara formations. Especially they are called volitional formations. Why they are called volitional formations? They can produce future five aggregates, future mentality and materiality according to our own wish. Wish means we call in Pali Pachana. What is our wish? She wants to become a good-looking, peaceful Siali. So, according to her wish, this sankhara formations can produce five aggregates of mentality and materiality in this very life. But these sankhara formations are also nature, impermanent. As long as they arise, they perish away very, very quickly. But after perishing, they left behind karma potency, which is called karma. That karma potency produced this present five mentality, present five aggregates of present mentality and materiality. This is you should try to understand divine, how you should practice to understand divine origination. So this is the beginning point. After discerning five past causes, you can continue to discern cause and effect. After discerning cause and effect in this very life, then you should also discern present causes will produce future effect. For example, while offering a robe to Pharaoh, then you may wish to become in future to become bhikkhu. So if you understand as a bhikkhu, such type of understanding is wrong understanding. This is called ignorance. Based on this ignorance, you may have attachment to bhikkhu life in future. This is called craving tanha. Repeated craving is called clinging upadana. Based on this ignorance, craving and clinging, you offer robes to the shadow. At the time, 34 mental formations as jhana will arise. They are called sankhara formations. But they are nature impermanent. As long as they rise, they perish away. But when they perish away, they left behind karma potency. That karma potency is called karma. Altogether, there are five present causes: ignorance, craving, clinging, volitional formations, and karma potency. Avijja, tanha, upadana, sankhara, and karma. Because of these five causes, if you discern future, then you will see, because of these five causes, future five aggregates arise. You can directly see. So because of this reason, at the time you will understand the dependent origination thoroughly. But this is only beginning point. You must continue as far as you can do this many past lives up to the end of future. Do you want to visit to your past life? Do you want? Please practice practically. If you want to know your future destination, then you should also practice dependent origination. You can understand your future. Is it cool? This is a seat. This is air ticket if you want to go to any future existence. Then how you should proceed? These ultimate materiality and mentality are called the noble truth of suffering. This dependent origination is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Dukkha Sajja, Dukkha Riya Sajja and Dukkha Samudaya Riya Sajja. These two noble truth dhammas are the object of vipassana. At that time, you must contemplate them as nature, dukkha and anatta. In this case, Buddha instructs, because of the arising of five causes, five aggregates arise. Then you should contemplate five causes are also nature, dukkha and anatta. Five aggregates are also as nature, dukkha and anatta. There is no permanent self-permanent entity in them. So you must, this is the beginning stage of vipassana. Then you must continue another instruction. Vaya dhamma nubhasiva kaya samit viharati. This is procedure mentioned in Mahasati Prana Sutta. What is the meaning? Because of the complete cessation of five causes, five aggregates also cease completely without remainder. Five causes will cease completely without remainder. When they will cease completely without remainder. This is explained in Visuddhimagga Mahadika. Avijja nirodha rupa nirodhoti Ega mega jnanena avijjaya anubhada nirodhato Anagata sa rupa sa anubhada nirodho hoti pichya bhave abhavato. These are very important explanations. You should have enough faith in such type of explanations. What is the meaning? Avidya, ignorance, tana, craving, upadana, clinging, sankhara, volitional formations, and karma potency. These five causes will cease because of the power of Arhat path. So now you are practicing only vipassana beginning point. You are not yet become Arhat. When it will become Arhat? One day. If you practice vipassana systematically, in future you will become Arhat. Which future? If you will become in this very life, then this very life is your future. But if you will become in one of future existence, that future is your future. At that time, you will attain Arhat stage. Because of the power of Arhat path, the five causes, ignorance, craving, clinging, volitional formations, and karma potency will cease completely without remainder. Because of the complete cessation of five causes, after final cessation, Nibbana. In future, there will be no more mentality and materiality of five aggregates. They will cease completely without remainder at the final cessation stage. Nibbana Shuddhi stage. These two types of complete cessation, 5 causes and 5 aggregates, you must try to understand by your own direct knowledge while practicing vipassana, especially Udiyabhaya Jnana stage, the knowledge of rise and fall Jnana stage. This is the instruction of the Buddha in Mahasthipana Sutta. Without trying to see future, you cannot understand this instruction. So vipassana is only present, not now. Occasionally you must try to do some fast. Nama, Rupa, mentality and materiality. Occasionally you must try to do some present mentality and materiality. Occasionally you must do some future mentality and materiality. Because this past, present and future mentality and materiality are the object of vipassana. These two types of complete cessation is also called Kilesa Nibbana and Khanda Nibbana. Complete cessation of 5 causes is called Kilesa Nibbana. The complete cessation of 5 aggregates is also called Khanda Nibbana. Such type of complete cessation is called, such two types of complete cessation is called Nirodha Sijja. The noble truth of the cessation of suffering. This Nirodha Sijja is mentioned in Anguttara Nikaya Stika Nibbana Taittha Sutta. But this Nirodha Sijja, the noble truth of cessation of suffering, is the object of Udiyabhaya Jnana, the knowledge of rise and fall, not the object of whole path knowledge and fruition knowledge. The object of whole path knowledge and fruition knowledge is called Nibbana. This Nibbana is supramundane noble truth of the cessation of suffering. Lokuttara Nirodha Ariya Sijja. Kilesa Nibbana is also called Sa-upadisesa Nibbana. The meaning is defilements, kilesas are ceased completely without remainder because of the power of whole path knowledge, which realize unformed element Asangata Nibbana. Asangata Dhatu. But still 5 aggregates, mentality and materiality, are still existing. For example, our Buddha. Under body tree, he had already become self-enlightened Buddha, Sambuddha. At that time, he had already attained Arhat stage. His Arhat path destroying, or his 4 types of path knowledge destroying stage by stage all defilements completely without remainder. So at that time, he had already attained Kilesa Nibbana or Sa-upadisesa Nibbana. But 5 aggregates still existing for 45 years. After 45 years in Kushinagara, he entered into great final cessation stage, Nibbana. This great final cessation of 5 aggregates is also called Anupadisesa Nibbana. 5 aggregates will be not remain, completely cease without remainder. Such type of complete cessation of 5 aggregates is also called Anupadisesa Nibbana. So this Sarvadisisa Nibbana and Anupadisisa Nibbana are the object of Vipassana. Why they cease completely without remainder? Because of the power of vortex of path knowledge. This vortex of path knowledge realize Nibbana. This is supramundane Nibbana. Because of the assistance of this Nibbana, vortex of path knowledge and fruition knowledge completely destroy the defilements. So, Nibbana is supramundane, noble truth of the cessation of suffering, Lagodra, Nirodha, Ariya, Satya. One meditator, if a meditator does not realize these two types of noble truth of the cessation of suffering, he cannot attain Nibbana. This is Buddha's instruction. Then another stage Vipassana in Mahasibrana Sutta, Buddha explained Ati Kayoti Vapanasa Sati Pichupati Jahoti Yawa Deva Jnana Madaya Padesati Madaya Ati Virna Deva Panasa Sati Pichupati Jahoti Yawa Deva Jnana Madaya Padesati Madaya Ati Jaitan Deva Panasa Sati Pichupati Jahoti Yawa Deva Jnana Madaya Padesati Madaya Ati Dhamadi Vapanasa Sati Pichupati Jahoti Yawa Deva Jnana Madaya Padesati Madaya. What is the meaning? If meditator after practicing to see the rise and fall of all formations, then when his Vipassana insight becomes mature, he should not try to see rising states. He should try to see only perishing states of those formations, mentality, materiality, and their causes. At that time, slowly, his mind will only see perishing of those formations only. At that time, he will not even see kalapas. Only he will see pure pramata, pure mentality, materiality, and their causes only. In this way, if he continue his Vipassana, then how it will become? Anisi doja viharati naja kinchi loke ubadiyati. Four knowledges and four fruition knowledges will rise stage by stage, taking Nibbana as meditation object. And then you will realize Nibbana, and then you will become Arahant. This is procedure mentioned in Mahasibrana Sutta. So, if you want to practice Vipassana systematically, you should follow Buddha's instructions which mentioned in Mahasibrana Sutta. They are the procedure of Vipassana. For realization of this Four Noble Truths, or for realization of Nibbana, how you should practice. Number 4, Noble Truth. The Noble Truth of the practice leading to the cessation of suffering, Dukkha, Nirodha, Ariya, Satya, or Magga, Ariya, Satya. You may already understand there are noble eightfold paths. Samadhi, right understanding of Noble Truth. Samma Sankappa, right application of the mind to the Noble Truth object. Samma Vacha, right speech. Samma Kammanta, right action. Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. Samma Vayama, right effort. Samma Sati, right mindfulness. And Samma Samadhi, right concentration. You must first try the training of morality, Samma Vacha, right speech, Samma Kammanta, right action, and Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. At least you should undertake 5 precepts. Based on this purification of virtue sila, you must continue to practice the training of concentration, samadhi sikha. They are Samma Vayama, right effort, Samma Sati, right mindfulness, and Samma Samadhi, right concentration. In Mahasati Prana Sutta, Buddha emphasized 4 types of jhana. But in other suttas, like Jhana Sutta of Buddha Nikaya, etc., Buddha also teaches 8 types of jhana. In some suttas, Buddha also teaches only access concentration, 4 elements meditation only. So, together with 4 elements access concentration, you should practice 8 types of jhana or any of jhana concentration. When this jhana concentration produces strong, powerful light, which is called the light of wisdom, then you continue to understand Four Noble Truths. This is, if you understand Four Noble Truths by your own direct knowledge, then you are practicing to possess Samma Ditti and Samma Sankappa, right understanding and right application of the mind to the Four Noble Truth object. So altogether there are Noble Eightfold Path. This is the only way for realization of Nibbana and for attainment of Nibbana. So for realization of Four Noble Truths, you must practice this Noble Eightfold Path. If you do not practice Noble Eightfold Path, and if you criticize a lot about Samatha meditation, Samatha is not within Buddha's dispensation practice. This is outside Buddha's dispensation, etc. Then you cannot understand ultimate materiality and mentality and their causes as nature, dukkha, and anatta, or you cannot penetrate Four Noble Truths. So please follow Buddha's instructions if you want to attain Nibbana. Today we will stop our Dhamma talk here. If you have any question, then you can ask.
There's a question here. Does light of wisdom shine at the person like a strong moving light, yellowish torchlight? Does light of wisdom shine at the person like a strong moving white and yellowish torchlight? Is light of wisdom like that?
It depends on the perception of meditator. The light of wisdom is shine like sunlight, it is okay. Yellow or maybe yellowish, etc. Depends on meditator's perception. If a meditator's perception changes, the light of wisdom also, the color of the light of wisdom also may change. But in this case, the light of wisdom is produced by concentrated mind. Mindful materialities rise throughout meditator's body. But if the mind is concentrated, mind like jhana concentration, especially fourth jhana concentration, then such type of mind is called supreme mind. That supreme mind produces mindful kalapa, and in each kalapa there is kala. That kala is called, that combination of those kalapas, kala began the light of wisdom. Again, there is also another kalapa. In each mindful kalapa there is fire element, tejo, dhatu. That fire element is called Uddu temperature. That temperature also produces new generations, new kalapas. These kalapas not only spread throughout meditator's body, but also spread up to external world. For example, Venerable Anuruddha's divine ancient power is 4th jhana concentration. That 4th jhana concentration produces the light of wisdom. The light of wisdom spread up to 1,000 world cycles. So very powerful. But for some meditators, the light of wisdom is not so powerful like that. So it may spread through all external world, it is true. But the color may be changed depending on the perception of meditator.
Then the next question. Can a beginner in meditation experience light of wisdom?
If you attain up to excess concentration stage, other than only light of wisdom begins. If you cannot concentrate well, it is not possible. But if you had already attained up to 4th jhana, light of wisdom will become brighter and brighter. But if you had already attained all types of jhana, 8 types of jhana, then the light of wisdom will brighter and brighter, may become brighter and brighter. Some meditators, while practicing any samatha meditation subject, very quickly light of wisdom will appear. Why? Because of their previous parami only. But such type of light of wisdom, if they do not yet attain any jhana stage, then such type of light of wisdom is not stable. Usually coming and going frequently.
The next question. Is everything that happened due to karma? If not, what are the other factors?
Materiality, Buddha explained 4 causes. Karma, Chitta, consciousness. Number 1, karma. Number 2, Chitta, consciousness. Number 3, Uddu, temperature. This is fire element in each kalapa. Number 4, nutritive essence, ahara. So Buddha explained 4 causes. Not only karma, not everything is produced by karma. Buddha never said like that. Such type of question is they do not study Buddha Vidhamma thoroughly. Because of this they ask such questions. For mentality also, there are roughly 3 types of consciousness. Kusala Chaitya, Hosan Chaitya. Akusala Chaitya, Ahosan Chaitya. Then Vibhaga Chaitya, resultant Chaitya. Then another one is called Rahas Kriya Chaitya, functional Chaitya. Altogether there are 4 types of Chaitya. Among these 4 types, Vibhaga Chaitya only produced by previous karma. Kusala Chaitya, Akusala Chaitya are because of Yoniso Manasikara, voice addition, Ayoniso Manasikara, voice addition, etc. There are present causes. If there is no eye base, which is called untranslucency, eye consciousness cannot rise. Is it true? Why one person became blind? Can see color object. This is not because of past cause. This is only he has no eye base, eye translucency. So there are some present causes. Not only everything produced by karma, Buddha never did in this way. So kusala, akusala, also because of yoniso manasikara, voice addition, kusala arise. Because of unwise addition, ayoniso manasikara, akusala arise. This is proximate cause only. But if there must be base, there must be object, etc. There must be concomitant associated mental formations are headed by pasa, wanted, etc. So there are also many present causes. Based on these causes, the mentality and materiality rise. So, for realization of this actual cause and actual effect, you must practice dependent origination systematically. This is necessary.
Okay. The next question. Since it is not compulsory for Buddhists to be vegetarian, why does Sayadaw become a vegetarian?
In Bhagavad first Sayadaw is called the Sayadaw. He is the disciple of Mahagandharva Sayadaw. They are vegetarian. Second Sayadaw also vegetarian. Second Sayadaw is my good friend. So the devotees, they always offer vegetarian foods in this monastery. So I don't want to say I want to eat meat and fish. Is it good? Is it good? Another problem is in our country, in villages, they feed chickens usually in many houses. If they want to eat chicken, they kill. Once they kill, after killing, they offer to the bhikkhus also. Sometimes additionally they kill to offer bhikkhus. Such type of food Buddha had already prohibited not to eat. If they eat, if they also know this chicken is killed for bhikkhus, then bhikkhu also panipada agusla. Bhikkhu already accumulated panipada agusla. Then there is also apati. Then another fourth problem is when we are going for alms in the village, so that they offer eggs. These eggs are not vegetarian because in our villages they feed chickens. These chickens produce eggs. These eggs can be possibility is they will again produce new chickens. So such type of food Buddha also do not permit to eat bhikkhus. Sometimes villagers they search for fish for bhikkhus because there are many rivers, many streams. When they are ready to offer food for bhikkhus, then they go to rivers and streams, they catch fish and they cook, they offer. Is it okay? So because of such problems, vegetarian is better. But actually vegetarian is not easy. Not easy means you will eat vegetables. According to modern investigation, inside leaves or inside fruits, there are many bacteria. Do you understand? Not only in food, another problem I will explain. While you are urinating, while you are defecating, many bacteria go out. Is it true? Then these bacteria, if you wash, if you flush the water, they will go into it. They will die there. Because of this reason, you should not defecate. You should not urinate. Is it okay? So, to criticize a lot of others, it is not good. So, to avoid pure vegetable also in human world not easy. Another good example I will explain. In the air, there are a lot of bacteria, you may understand. Is it true? While breathing in, these bacteria may go inside your nostril and go into your body. They may die inside your body. Is it true? Then you should not try to breathe. Is it possible? So, too much criticism is not good. So, the middle way is better. If they offer pure food, no much problem. Buddha also permit. Because of this reason, Buddha never prohibit. But nowadays, I would like to explain one example. Within a monastery, there are 1,000 bhikkhus, for example. So to offer food, some devotees, they prepare meat to offer sangha. Do you understand prepare? Prepare is they kill intentionally animals and they cook these animals and they offer to the sangha. At that time, some bhikkhus know this meat and fish are prepared for bhikkhus. So if such bhikkhus, they eat this fish and meat, they are also accumulating panadipada, agusala, as well as they are also abadi. But some people, they do not know, they have pure mind. You should not pretend in this case. I do not know. In this way, you should not pretend by yourself. Then, if they do not actually do not know, then there is no panadipada, but there is still apati. So because of this reason, vegetarian is a little bit sick. But there is also another problem I would like to explain later. For example, another example. In Booking Manager, how many people are there? For example, 1 million, for example. For this 1 million people, they kill many animals and they sell in the market. Do you know they are killed for us? Do you know? This is a great problem. If you know these animals are killed for us, if you eat, this is you are accumulating panadipada and wholesome karma. This is also panadipada because if there is no one who buys this meat and fish, there will be no seller this meat and fish. Is it true? There will be no one who buys this animal and fish, this meat and fish. Then there will be no one who kill for you. Is it true? Very dangerous. You are eating, you are accumulating panadipada and wholesome karma. Is it true? Very dangerous.
How to arouse the zeal, the enthusiasm to practice meditation?
Marana sati bhavitava. You should always remember your own death frequently. If you practice this Marana sati meditation frequently, then sense of spiritual urgency will rise. Depending on this sense of spiritual urgency, you may have strong desire for meditation. Usually many people, they forget their own death. They have a lot of future plans. They are drawing every day many future plans because they forget to die. So if you remember your own death, the sense of spiritual urgency somewhere will arise. There is one sutta. One day Buddha asked many bhikkhus, how do you contemplate your own death? Some bhikkhus, they inform, if I, without dying, without death is coming, if I can practice some Buddha's admonishments, that is samatha and vipassana for one day, it is safe. Another bhikkhu only half day. Another bhikkhu only 1/4 of a day. Another bhikkhu within one breathing, if I do not pass away, if I can practice Buddha's admonishment, it is very good. In this way they inform their attitude. Other than Buddha prays only last bhikkhu. Within one breath, if I do not pass away, if I can practice Buddha's admonishment, it is very good. In this way, he always recollects his own death. Buddha prays this person. So, now, including me, all meditators and all listeners will die maybe tonight, 12 o'clock. All will be dying definitely. Then tomorrow I want to do such and such thing. Such type of ideas will disappear. Is it true? So because you are forget for your own death, because of this you have a lot of future balance. So to destroy this future balance, you must always remember your own death frequently, and then you may be able to practice meditation. Because after death, you must go one destination. Which type of destination do you want? Four-Vocal state? If you don't want to go to Four-Vocal state, then you must have definite air ticket to go to Devawal or Brahmawal. Without air ticket, you cannot go there. So you should buy definite air ticket first. What is definite air ticket? You must practice noble eightfold, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, up to successful stage, up to at least vipassana stage.
Next question. During meditation, when I hear someone talking to me, is it because of illusion? Illusion. If I meditate, I hear someone talking to them. Is it illusion?
If actually someone is talking about you, this is not illusion. But there is no one who are talking nearby. If you hear such type of song, some may be because of previous karma, some may be one type of disturbance. One type of disturbance is there are maras or maras accompanies. They are disturbing to meditators. Such is also possible. Another is karma. In one of previous life, you may have disturbed to others by shouting, etc., while they are meditating. When this karma is ready to produce its result, then this karma also creates such type of song. Now 11 p.m. Then let us stop. Many questions are still. Maybe within most of the time, you can ask these questions to other teachers. Okay, sharing merit. Please repeat after me. Idame punya, aswakaya, wahahodu. Idame punya, Nibbana sa, Pachiyo, Hodu Idami Punyam Sabha Sadhanam Vajima Tisabi Visama Punya Bagam Labandu Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu